everybody, welcome to Passiflora. We're going to do a little stroll through the garden this evening, the Passiflora garden. I'll just show you like little goodies, little bits and bobs that are coming up in the garden. This is lavender. It's beautiful, it's so fragrant, and I love to use this in boutonnieres. Sometimes it's fun to sneak it into a bouquet. I'm starting to kind of fill out this front area. I've got some really cool hellebore varieties and some clematis tanguticus, which is starting to grow up the bicycle, and I'm hoping it'll just envelop the bicycle at some point. Yellow, kind of raindrop looking flowers, and of course, awesome seed heads. Speaking of clematis, this is autumn clematis, which I personally love. And of course I had to plant some Passiflora. This is Passiflora vine. It's hardy, it comes up every year. Of course, I named my business after Passiflora because the flower is unbelievable. So we'll be seeing that probably in the next month, and it makes some really cool fruit too. We've planted some nasturtiums, some tree peonies. We've got peonies and echinacea and sunflowers and all kinds of fun things coming up in there. So this is probably my favorite part of the garden. It's kind of a wild mix of echinacea, which is a great cut flower. We've got some peonies tucked in there. I've got another little plant called geum, which is a really beautiful red flower. We did some sunflowers and some iris you can see, and of course like pots of cactus that I had laying around, we just stuck out here. Eucalyptus, which will come in handy with bouquets. I love a good garden eucalyptus. I love this. It's a self-seeded larkspur. It comes up every year. It just scatters, comes up and scatters. This is a gorgeous 9-bark that I just planted that we can use in installations and arrangements, but the 9-bark is beautiful. This is a really, I think it's called Autumn Blaze or something like that. So we have 2 different kinds of 9-bark, 3 different kinds of hydrangea, and a really beautiful Renaissance spirea. My favorite thing to do when I'm designing is pick flowers from the garden. I'm very lucky to live in a beautiful farming community and have friends who are flower farmers, and we're out here today at Moonville Flower Farm just seeing what they have getting going in the garden and picking some little bits and bobs to bring back and build our bouquet with. And we're going to be making a garden-inspired bouquet. It's kind of a funny time in the garden right now. There's not a ton blooming. We got some really pretty blush yarrow and some love and a mist, which is incredible. So textural, and the Canterbury bells campanula, beautiful, fresh from the garden. I picked some of this beautiful, oh gosh, it looks like little stars. I don't know how to describe it. Elderberry. We're gonna see if we can use that. And this incredible black Ami, which is like a Queen Anne's lace. Still not sure of the color palette yet, but we'll figure that out as we go. We have a lot to work with. I have some of these Wabara Soleil, I don't know if I'm saying that right, roses, spray roses, which are beautiful. Gorgeous, mauvey tones. And here we go. Here's some ornamental honeysuckle, which came from my mom's garden. This is some really beautiful copper beech, which I was thinking we might use. This is also from my mom's garden, and it's been in the studio for probably a week and a half. So it's very nice and hardened off. We've got Orlea, lacy and lovely, a couple sweet peas, and some very beautiful butterfly ranunculus that are a little heavy-headed, so we'll see about those. This was from the garden yarrow. This is yarrow I ordered from my wholesaler. It's a beautiful color. So, and we've got some gorgeous brown lysianthus. I'm not a huge person that loves the buds, so all the buds are gone, but when these guys are open, I mean, it's really pretty. It's really moody. This is limonium. This is some beautiful, but like very tiny forget-me-nots. I mean, they are by nature very tiny, but I love them. I just love the color. A couple sprigs of jasmine vine, some scoops, raspberry colored scabiosa, and some kind of sad looking penstemon that I picked last week from my mom's garden, but I wanted to keep it because it is really, really pretty. What is not to love about that? I love that. This is spirea, garden spirea, and I really like the stems that have kind of, they're multi-stemmed, just because I think they're a little easier to use than bouquets. This is one stem of Virginia Sweet Spire that I had left over. I love using these in bouquets. I love using this in everything. It's got these beautiful bottle brushy flowers, and the foliage is just incredible, and it holds up really nicely. The last two, we've got a little bit of autumn olive, Deutzia. And this is a really nice variety that holds up very well when cut. I do want to show you a little trick that I've been using, and that is, I've been starting with foliage. I really like using the limonium as like a little nest that you can kind of poke the flowers into. So let's start getting our shape of this bouquet. So I like to get my foliage armature started, and I gotta use this somewhere. I mean, it's so gorgeous. Maybe like a little cascade coming down. So the nice thing about just garden flowers is when you have a lot blooming, there's just so much to choose from. So many, and you know, you don't even have to have flowers. Sometimes you could just pick a bunch of greenery because it's so textural and beautiful. So I'm kind of getting my shape a little bit, which will probably change. Getting that shape going, so you can kind of see the base right there. And then I like to take the limonium and kind of tuck it around. It makes a really nice nest. So I kind of am going all around the edges there, and then I'm putting one in the center just to kind of make sure I've got my bases covered. And if you're wondering, I'm looking into a mirror as I'm doing this, just to make sure this looks good for you guys. Maybe we should do an all white bouquet. I mean, that would be really, really beautiful. And I'm considering it. But we also have all this beautiful color. So I'm kind of on the fence what to do. I just know this. This is going to be very textural, and I'm not going to focus very much on focal flowers. I'm not going to focus on the focals. We're going to make this more about texture, like it's picked straight from the garden. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. How could we not add that? So we're going to put some of this in there. This beautiful honeysuckle. Oh, I love this. Let's add some of this yarrow, because as Andy, who is filming this, said, it looks like little bonsai trees. And that's really stinking cute. Again, so much different texture. Isn't it amazing that you can get this much texture from flowers? I mean, they're all so incredibly different. It's kind of mind-blowing. So we're going to kind of fill in with these. So we've got a nice little cascading bouquet starting here. And you can see kind of all my stems are going at different angles. I might do a little trim just to keep that guy down, but you don't want to trim it too much, just in case you decide you want to move it. I'd like to add some of these really nice, deep maroon. We'll just call them Queen Anne's lace, because I think people can relate to that. Oh, that's pretty. And I love how that maroon kind of picks up on the deeper colored foliage of the honeysuckle. Very pretty. And we're going to nestle one down in here. So these, I'm kind of using these sort of as my focal flower. What a cute name. Love in a Mist. This is going to be all about the texture. Oh, I love that. That's really pretty. And I'm going to have it stick up a little bit just for some dreaminess. Put some dreaminess on that side. This is getting pretty dreamy, you guys. I think I might repeat this blue down here, cascading a little bit. Sometimes it's nice to design. Sometimes I use that triangle method. I don't know if I'm going to use any of these because I feel like they're a little overpowering. They're almost too overpowering. I'm not sure if these are the right color. I don't know if I like these. No, I feel like it changes the mood. Let's put in some forget-me-nots. just for a little tiny splash of blue. Love that. I mean, it's just a really little hint. I will add these 2 sweet peas that I have, and don't ever think that you can't just add 1 flower. Because you can. You can do whatever you want. It's your bouquet. Don't let anyone tell you different. I think these are too overpowering. I mean, these are like, well, hello. Because we're going for more of a garden look. I might include these penstemon though, just because I love that maroon foliage. It's really pretty. And the little wisp of pink. So at this point, again, I'm just like weaving things down through the nest of what I already have here. It's kind of nice when it gets to this point because it doesn't feel like it's gonna fall apart. I'm not sure about this. Honestly, it's kind of not sure about it, but I think it's gonna be good. I think it'll be all right. I love it. I mean, it's just so unique. I have to keep it in there. Let's put in some Orlea, just for an extra layer of wispiness, laciness. Sometimes I hold it behind, I hold it in the spot that I think that I want it too. And that kind of helps. Down there's kind of nice. I'm still on the fence with the Orlea, but maybe if I add some of these kind of heavy-headed ranunculus, that might be good. That might be good. I'm gonna tuck a couple of those in, just to kind of like break it up a little bit. Oh yeah, oh, I love that because these are kind of waxy and textural. Sometimes I don't know when to quit, and knowing when to quit is a really good quality to have. But I love this Copper Beech. It's just beautiful. And you'll notice that we didn't use, there's a lot of stuff we didn't use. I mean, I just kind of picked colors that I thought would go well together. I'm doing a lot of these maroons and making sure that picks up with the foliage here. The blue is a nice little touch because some of these colors have a purple tint to them. This wasn't the right one for that space. So sometimes you have to mess around and find the right flower for the space. That one looks a little droopy. And these are well hardened off. But this one seems to have a nicer color and it's not as droopy. It's almost like it's a frame. There's kind of this funny little space down here that I'm not sure what to do with it. Definitely recommend using the mirror. Or taking a photo of your bouquet as you're doing it. It really helps you get a different perspective because sometimes it's hard to look at it when you're building it like this. I would say this bouquet, I'm gonna call it done. So then you're going to want to trim the stems and hopefully you have a trash can nearby. My process is a messy process. Not everybody is like that, but so I have some rubber bands on my wrist and I just take a sturdy stem, wrap it around that stem, find another sturdy stem and catch it on itself. Many times I don't know when to stop and it's getting real pretty, y'all. Pretty happy with it. I actually think I turned this upside down. Yeah, now it's this way. Okay, that's slightly more glorious than it was before. And I did add some focal flowers. Thank you so much for joining us for this really fun time in the garden together and fun building this beautiful garden-inspired bouquet. I hope this inspires all of you to go outside in what little garden patch you have or big garden patch you have and pick some things and play and have fun and be creative. Loved having you joining us. Please subscribe for more tutorials and more fun in the garden and fun with flowers.